never seen The Darkness live before, and I was really entertained by them. And I thought they were real live, in your face, like AC/DC, like hard rock. They were just killer. A lot of great performances. Here comes Ace, as you could probably hear from the crowd as he makes his way to our broadcast position. Come on up, buddy. Take a seat, get a headset on. Right here. Give it up for the Ace, everybody. You know Jim from my TV show, right?
What's up, Ace?
Let me get these on you. Hold on, we're getting Ace situated here. Throw those on if you don't mind. And then we get some level on you, and there we go. How you doing, man?
Good.
Hold on, we get here.
I don't hear. Oh, now I do. Test 1, 2.
Yeah, we're live on the air. Ace Frehley, everybody, let's hear it. How have you been enjoying your cruise so far? 2 great performances. Played the new song 10,000 Volts at both. How have you liked being on the ship?
I've been having a blast, man. I'm more excited about how well the record's doing.
Yeah, congratulations. Great chart numbers coming out yesterday. Great response to it. That's got to feel great after all these years.
Yeah, I've never had chart positions this high on an album.
What we're right outside the casino here on the casino
That's
floor.
my next stop.
I was just going to ask you. Did you get in there yet and play
Not
some
yet,
cards?
but it looks good to me right now.
And Ace, you can get paid in advance, too, so I did. I already lost half of mine in the casino.
How do you get paid in advance? What do you mean?
I got it paid 2 days ago. Went right to the casino.
Oh, you got paid for
for here.
and you lost it in the casino already. Yeah, you got to be careful you don't lose what you're making on
Did
the
they take real money?
Yeah, they take, yeah.
Like $100 bill?
Yep.
Slides into the slots?
Yep.
Nice.
How have you? You've done rock cruises before. Well, you did the Kiss cruise, right?
This is my 3rd cruise. I did the Rock Legends cruise about 8-10 years ago, and then I did the Kiss cruise, and that was kind of okay.
Do you like cruises? You like being a part of them?
Yeah, I mean, they're okay. You know, it's just if there's a storm, man. Because I did the Rock Legends cruise, and I did an outdoor concert, and it was 15-foot waves, and the fucking Marshall amps were like, my roadies were behind the amps holding them up because they were going to get blown down.
Yeah. You don't want to do that outside.
Is that Ron Yakayama?
That's my friend.
How do you spell his last name?
Akiyama, Akiya.
Akiyama?
Yeah. You know Ron forever.
Yeah. Where's the sushi?
Hey. Tell me about your performances. Did you feel good about the shows you did on the cruise?
Yeah. I mean, I could have done better, you know. I always perform better when we have, like a long group of shows and the band has a chance to really tighten up. But, these were like one-offs, so I think I went out okay. I put a lot of energy into it, and we rehearsed in my suite upstairs prior to the first show, and that helped.
Was on this cruise the first time you played a song from the new record when you played 10,000 Volts? Was that the first time you played it?
No.
Live?
I played it, I did a 3-show run, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago.
Okay.
And we played it 3 times, and that's going to probably be a staple in the set. I'm just trying to figure out what's the next single to perform.
I would think probably Cherry Medicine, right?
Cherry Medicine is an easy song to sing and play. So,
the track that's standing out from your record that a lot of people are really liking that hasn't been released as a single yet is Fighting for Life. People really like that one.
Well, what's the deal with that? Everybody loves that fucking song.
I think it's just a good hard rock, high energy song. I think people really. It reminds me a little bit of the song you did on Trouble Walking, Too Young to Die, that Richie Scarlett sang. It's got that kind of feel to it, I think.
Yeah, so. I wrote that line. You can be the hunter or you can be the prey. I thought that was a cute line.
Yeah. Hey, I'm also surprised that they allowed you to do the smoking guitar on the cruise ship. I thought they'd be worried about it setting off the fire alarms, but you did it with no problem, right?
I didn't ask. I just did it. You know, but my old smoking guitars used to have smoke bombs, but my new ones have miniature fog machines. So that's a lot safer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you set it off in the wrong song the other day? It's on the internet today that you set it off in Cold Gin by accident or something.
Yeah, halfway through, and then it subsided. And then when I started doing my real solo, when everybody left the stage, I turned it back on towards the end.
And I don't know if you caught wind of this or not. I mentioned it earlier, but the band that played after you, this band, The Darkness, they were unhappy about being on late, and their singer took a number of shots at you from the stage. Are you aware of that?
No, I was already in bed.
I was just wondering if you had any response.
Actually, he takes shots at me. He gives me 2 great reviews on YouTube, and then he's taking shots at me. Like, for what? You know, the reason why we went over was because the fucking band before us went over.
Right, that's what I heard.
No,
And we had to cut 2 fucking songs.
Yeah, I was there for KK's Priest. They were before you. All the production was way behind. There was a problem with the sound.
And the guy in the Darkness is blaming me for it? Bullshit.
Yeah.
Right, so you were behind, and then the
can get
Darkness was
fucked.
behind. So
Everything got pushed back. Everything was running late at one point or the other.
There's John.
Johnny O. So, Ace, I'll let the audience ask you a few questions because I could talk to you forever. But just before we let the audience ask questions, what do you have as far as coming up? Or you have a bunch of tour dates for the record? I know you got dates already on the books.
I hired a new agent prior to the release of the album, and he's got a ton of casino dates and outdoor festivals that I'll be doing this year, and they keep coming and coming. He says his phone's ringing off the hook. So I'll be touring all through the summer and the fall in the States. I wanted to go to Europe, but I couldn't make it happen. You know, they don't want to give me my fucking passport back because I owe the government a lot of money.
So did you have any trouble getting on the ship?
No, what you say?
You could. You can say it.
What's the
I don't
other
know.
terminology?
Disembark?
Well, you deplane or you
Deboat.
deboat. I don't know. That's an acism. But, yeah, they said the only passport you really need is your key card.
Right. So you did get off the boat?
Oh, I got off in Mexico, and I got off today.
No problem. So you got back. All right, good.
Got in my room about 2:30, took a nap, and here I am.
Anybody? Well, we have our friend in the front row in a bikini that wants to ask a question again. Was your name Marie again?
My name's Marie. I'm from Kansas City.
Nice bikini.
yeah,
Thank
Maria, you
you.
can ask 4 questions in a row.
I listen to you every day on the radio.
All right,
thank
Marie,
you.
what's your question? We got a line of
I
people.
am so confused. Like, I met you in '87 at Streetside Records when you did it in store.
Did we have
and the
sex?
manager. No,
You
we
know,
didn't. But
If it's in the 80s, I have to ask that because I have no fucking memory.
well, my manager introduced you and said Ace Frehley, and you said it's Frehley. I'm confused. Are you
Yeah,
Ace
I'm
Frehley
confused,
or
too.
Frehley?
That's good. The
I get
clarification.
Frehley, I get Frehley, and
Well, what really?
it's
is
really
your-
Frehley.
I knew it was.
Of course, you're on top of
It's
it.
Frehley. It's Ace Frehley. You know-
Listen to the live album. Paul says Ace Frehley, lead guitar.
Yeah.
You know, that
Okay,
solves the
I
whole
will call you
fucking
Ace
problem.
Frehley.
All right. Do you
That's
have a
it.
question, or was that it?
Yeah, I wanted to know how to pronounce his name.
All right. Well, you got it. Thank you
All right,
very
thank
much.
you.
Thank
Good
you.
question. Go ahead. Who's up next? Hey, man.
Bobby Dreher, Doylestown. Ed, thank you. Ace, real cool. Thank you for signing the guitar yesterday. Really appreciate it with Scotty, who painted it
Yeah.
of you. How was it?
That's for charity, right?
Yes.
Okay.
How was it working with Steve Brown?
The best. Me and Steve are like salt and pepper. When I got together with Steve, we clicked, and the album is, it wouldn't have been half as good without Steve's input because, you know, not only is he a good guitar player and a good singer and a good songwriter, but he's an excellent Pro Tools engineer. So normally I have to pay a guy to engineer when I bring in, you know, famous people to record. But, you know, I'm doing the record. It's just me and Steve in my studio, and he's doing all the Pro Tool moves, and then, you know, he's recording my vocals and guitar solos, and it's wonderful. See, as far as I'm concerned, the less chefs in the kitchen, the better. See, I'd rather record with just one other person, possibly two.
Well, 10,000 volts is amazing, and thank you for putting it out. And the video's incredible. Keep rocking for us,
I'm
Ace.
kind of leaning towards Cherry
Love
Medicine.
3 videos out now from the record, so go check those out as well.
My fiance was in Cherry Medicine.
Yeah, Lara. So, Ace, one of the things that Steve told me too that he was good at doing with you, or that he felt was kind of the thing to do, was to push you, to motivate you a little bit, to say, hey, we're going to get 2 vocals today. Let's go. I'm coming over. So having a guy that was like physically in the same area, you live in New Jersey, he lives in New Jersey, that could actually come over and like literally get you out of bed.
Yeah. No, Steve's great because he's a bundle of energy. He's doing 10 different things at once. And when we get together, he pushes me, and I need to be pushed a lot of the time. You know, I'm 72, I get lazy.
Yeah, well, we all get lazy sometimes. Go ahead, sir, with your question for Ace Frehley.
Hey, Ace. Sean from Atlanta, Georgia. First concert I saw in 1977 was actually the same one that Eddie saw at Madison Square Garden. My father was actually Bill Acoin's dentist. He was on Central Park South.
What?
And got us,
What is he talking about?
and actually got us tickets, 16th row. So first concert, very overwhelming in 5th grade. You inspired me to actually pick up a guitar.
You should have got a tank of that gas.
Oh, the dentist.
The question I have is, when you were doing the solo for Shock Me, obviously it's in the key of A, but what was the inspiration to actually start kind of finger tapping?
I have no idea how I do guitar solos. They just come to me. You know, like, for example, the last 5 albums I've done, you know, we're recording at the Pro Tools, and, you know, Steve or whoever the engineer is, my other engineer is Alex Salzman, they'll just, like, dedicate 6 tracks, and I'll do 6 solos in a row, and then we'll listen back to them. Sometimes we take the front end of one, the middle part of another, and the end of a third. But somehow, some way, you know, turns out to be a good solo. And
the greatest things about your solos is that they're memorable, and you could actually hum them, and that's a sign of excellence. So thank you, Ace. Thank you for inspiring me.
my pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for your question. And that's the thing, Ace. You've said many, many times, you had a great line that I read recently. You said, if I knew I was going to influence so many people, I would have practiced more.
I've been saying that for fucking 25 years.
And that's great, though, because you just go for it, man. I think that's the beauty of your style.
I am totally not that great a guitar player. You know, some people think I'm God. You know, I never took a guitar lesson. I play sloppy. I make mistakes. But I have the swagger, and I have the attitude, and I have the look, and I can fucking pull it off.
Yeah. Well, you've been doing it for 50 years, so you absolutely can.
I got to be doing something right.
Exactly. Go ahead, sir.
I'm a little nervous right now.
Don't be nervous.
I understand Jim's
Thank you,
here. I
Ace.
know that's hard to deal with. Go ahead.
Hey, you know, the B is, that's the Gucci.
Yes. We're from Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
Got a
Ohio.
question. Back in the early 80s, you released a song, a demo, Ecstasy, which turned into Back in My Arms Again, which was on your album now. Great. Why was that song back in the 80s never released? Because I feel that could have been a #1 hit.
I have so many songs in the can that I have recorded that I just never decided to release. And I was in Steve Brown's studio after we had tracked a couple of songs, and we were going through the internet and listening to songs, and he spotted the demo for Back Into My Arms Again. And he goes, what the fuck is this? I go, it's some song I wrote 40 years ago. And he listened to it. He goes, we got to redo this. I said, all right.
Yeah, people, are there any other songs on 10,000 Volts that have been around that long, or was everything else pretty much newly written?
No, well, I did a cover of a song called the one by Nadia, Life of a Stranger. I love this fucking song. The first time I heard it was like 22 years ago. It goes over the credits for the movie The Transporter with Jason Statham. But I never forget a good song. And I love the lyrics and I love the theme, but you know, she did it very Euro rock and kind of sparse. You know, and I said, if I do it, we'll do it with drums and power chords and shit. And I think it came out great.
And the other thing that we should mention real quick before we take another question about the new record is that anybody that knows anything going back to 78, your albums have always ended with an instrumental. For a long time, it was Fractured Mirror, Fractured 2, Fractured 3. Tell me about the instrumental that closes this record.
It's the tradition.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Steve came up with the original picking part, and then I did all the solo work under it. And I think it came out great, you know. I mean, Steve is an excellent guitar player. His two favorite guitar players in the world was me and Eddie Van Halen, God rest his soul. And so it was such a pleasure and a joy for him to work with his idol, you know. But he, you know, he's very professional, and he's not afraid to tell me, you know, this isn't working. Like, what was the song we were doing? Walking on the Moon. And I said, the song needs a bridge. He goes, no, it doesn't. I go, yes, it does. So I wrote a bridge in 5. Yeah, we work like that.
Yeah. Go ahead. What's your question for Ace?
Yeah, just a quick question. What was the first guitar you ever bought?
I didn't buy. I got a guitar for my dad for Christmas when I was 13. It was one of those old Japanese guitars. Pulled it out of a pawn shop window, you know, a Kent or a Zimgar, or, you know, they had crazy names. And I don't even know where the hell it is. It might still be in the back of my locker. I have 2 huge lockers up in Westchester filled with stuff that I don't even know what's in it. So if we could find that, you know, we'd auction that off for a lot of money, huh, Ed?
Yeah, that would be a pretty great piece of rock history right there, if in fact it was still around, no doubt. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Come on up. A few more minutes.
Ace, real quickly, I want to congratulate you on the new album. Kiss hasn't come out with a good song.
20 years?
Question, on Trouble Walkin', you cover Hide Your Heart, or you do a version of Hide Your Heart.
Yeah.
How did that ever come to be? How did you decide to use that song?
Well, Paul wrote that song with, who was the other songwriter?
Holly Knight and Desmond Child.
Yeah. He wrote it with Desmond and Holly, and he actually, I tracked it, and he somehow got a hold of a rough mix of it. He called me up on the phone and he said, I would rather you didn't do this song. And I said, well, Gene, you know, I think my version came out great. I'm leaving it on the record. And then you remember when you were at the station, we did a poll where they played Kiss's version and my version, and mine won.
Yeah. Well, there's more to this story, because at that time is when I was working with Ace on the label. That came out, the records I did with Ace back in the day.
Yeah.
And that actually was, the late, great John Regan had the demo for that. And I actually went to a listening party for the Kiss album Crazy Nights, which that song, Hide Your Heart, was supposed to be on. Really? And because I had the demos for that record. And I went to the listening party. It was at the Hit Factory in New York. And I heard the record playback, and the song wasn't on Crazy Nights. And I was shocked that it wasn't on the record, because I thought it was a great song. So that's when I told Ace and John, I said, hey, this demo, you should do it. I didn't know that Kiss was going to do it on their next record. Wow. And I remember after that I don't know if I've even told you this, and after that listening party, I went up to Gene and Paul, and I said, how did you guys not record Hide Your Heart for this record? And they go, how do you know about that song? I said, I got a demo from it.
Paranoid.
And then I went and I brought it to Ace, and John loved it, and then they ended up recording it. But I do remember Gene calling the office at Megaforce when we put that record out, and he was like, I'd prefer you guys did not do that. And of course, we just couldn't wait to do it then.
Good for you.
Yeah, I spent time and money recording it, and if it didn't come out great, I would have, put it on the back burner. But I think my version came out really good, and that's the way it goes.
Let me tell you this, and I don't know if you know this, but I interviewed Holly Knight recently because she put out a book about a year ago.
I read it.
And she says, as a co-writer of that song, because there's more than just the Kiss and Ace version. There's 2 other artists that covered it as well.
Molly Hatchet did it.
An artist named Robin Beck did it. A lot of people did it. Nobody had a hit with it, but they did it. And Holly Knight said of all the versions of that song that Ace's is her favorite. And she co-wrote it. So
Yeah, well, me and Holly, I know Holly in the biblical sense.
she says that in her book. She does say that in her book. But it was crazy. It was interesting to hear her say that. And she also says that Paul Stanley tried to get her out of taking any publishing for writing the part in it too. So
those guys are cheap.
go ahead.
Hey, there's my drummer, Scotty Coogan over there.
Coogie Monster. Scotty, throw on some headphones if you want. We're on for another 10 minutes, then I got to let Ace go. We got Satriani coming soon, but if you want to jump in. No, there's another set there, Jim. It's all right.
Hi, Jim. You were funny as
Go ahead with your question.
Hey, Ace. Mike from Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania.
How you doing?
Good. How you doing? Several years ago, you did a 1978 Kiss solo album in its entirety. You recorded it. Do you have any intentions on releasing it? And with the 50 years coming up, do you plan on doing it again?
I don't know. I live life one day at a time. The thing you're talking about, that's where I met Laura. In fact, I brought her in for this show, and then I said, let's hook up after the concert. And she had to run home because she has 2 kids, and she had to pack up. She was painting glasses with all the guys in Kiss on it and other famous rock stars. And unfortunately, we didn't hook up until 6 months later after she came to a couple of shows. And
Thank God.
then we found out, and I found out she was my soulmate,
And she's a diamond.
You're a lucky
You ain't
man,
kidding,
Ace.
Scotty Coogan, everybody.
Hello.
What's up, Scotty?
Hi.
Scotty, position that mic a little further up there, please. And you lost your windscreen.
Oh my God, a
somewhere.
windscreen.
You're falling
Where's
apart
the
on me,
pop
buddy.
screen? That's okay.
It's all right.
I'll try not to say too many P's.
We'll find it when we're done.
Okay.
Scotty is a valuable part of Ace's live band because not only do you play great, but you sing great as well.
Thank you.
And you even sang, I think I saw you do Love Gun yesterday, right? Which you've done before.
I sing Love Gun, yeah. Ace asked me to sing Love Gun. Of course, I'm going to do it. He used to say that I sing it better than Paul Stanley.
You do?
Yeah.
And you don't use backing tracks.
No backing tracks here, baby. No backing tracks at all in our show. None.
If I lost my voice, I'd hire a lead singer.
Nice to hear somebody else say it for a change than just me, right? Thank God.
It's like, but I got, my band right now has 4 lead singers.
Canaries.
Jeremy sings, he sings, how come I can't hear it?
There it is.
Jeremy sings lead, Scotty sings, he's probably the best singer in the band. And then I got Ryan on bass singing lead, he does Detroit Rock City. So
Rock City!
Yeah, they're all, and we got 3-part harmony happening.
Yeah, we do.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a good band. Thanks for having me back.
Sure.
Yeah, Scotty, you were out for a little while. It's once you thought you were out, they pull you back in, just like The Godfather, right?
I've been in and out. I quit once. He hired me back and then fired me, and then he has me back now again. So it's good to be back. It's good to be back. Thank you.
The Coogie Monster back in the band.
We're brothers. We're brothers, you know.
We get a lot of positive energy from Scotty.
Yeah, we're brothers.
And you look better on the drums than my previous drummer. No offense to Matt Starr.
Who?
Anybody else got a question before we let these guys get out of here? We good?
Come on, I came all the way down here.
Come on. Let this guy get over there.
Go ahead, Joe.
What's up, Ace?
How you doing, Joe?
How you doing? Just to let you know, there are 3 versions of Hide Your Heart. Robin Beck, Bonnie Tyler.
We said that.
Did you say Robin Beck?
We said it. Yeah. What's your question? Yep.
Okay. Live, live plus 4, the home video. Is that getting reissued on a DVD or a download?
That's
sometime?
one too. Yeah. Huh? What?
Live plus 4.
I can tell you he's not going to know that. He's asking about that live video that we did back when Atlantic in the 80s, if it's getting reissued, but I don't know. How would you know that? You don't know that, right?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I thought it was a good shot anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, I remember doing the video on 125th Street at the Apollo Theater. We did.
Never played that song together.
You know what?
For 20 years, we've never done Do Ya.
Yeah, that's because it's not the easiest song to play, and there's a lot of harmony.
Yeah, it's ELO. It's not you.
And it's not super rock and roll.
Right. People want to hear
It's not
your
heavy.
songs and Kiss. That's what they want to hear, right? Right?
You know what I would like to see Setlist wise personally. You have a big catalog now of your own songs. The 4 Megaforce records, Anomaly, Space Invader, all that. I'd love to see you get more of that in there. I'd love to see you do more of the solo stuff from that versus hearing. I understand people love Shout It Out Loud, Detroit Rock City, but when I come see you, I'd love to hear you do your own stuff like that from your solo stuff.
The problem is the majority of the people want to hear the hits.
Yeah, I know.
Is done.
Steve Brown called me up and he goes, "You got to add Rock and Roll All Night and Shout It Out
We
Loud
used to do Shout It Out Loud back
in
the
your
day.
new set."
Yeah.
And they're fun to play, and then, I remember them, and
Kiss is done, so why shouldn't we?
good memories about it. And he said it was like Rock and Roll Night is number 5 on Spotify, so people want to hear it. It's a great sing-along song, and we have fun doing it.
Well, listen, man, congratulations on the album. 10,000 Volts is killer. And doing really well on the charts, which is great to see. 3 videos out there right now. You can see them on YouTube. Check them out.
True medicine.
Yeah, and good stuff, man. Good to have you out kicking ass. Look for Ace concert dates coming your way, and look for him in the
Thank you, Eddie.
casino on the ship in a few minutes.
Thank you, Ed.
Hopefully doing all right with the cards out there. And give it up, everybody, for the legend, Ace Frehley. Let's hear it.
Ed, thank you,
buddy.
Thank you for having me on.
Always.
Let's get a photo.
All right, we'll get a photo. Joel, go to a break. We should have Joe Satriani when we come back. We'll be right back
Where's Joe?
from the Monsters of Rock Cruise right after this.